I've just gotten back from a trip to the beautiful islands of Puerto Rico where my flights and lodging are nearly free. My family's about to go on a wedding trip across the country for no cost, and I'll be able to travel the rest of the year wherever I want without worrying about ticket prices, including visiting family in India in business class. There's almost no one I know that doesn't have travel as one of their bucket list items. Whether it's to explore new places, or maybe you want to meet new people. Hi, hello, guten Tag. Or travel in premium cabins or luxury resorts. But the biggest barriers for most to experience this are time and money. Now, if you're a student or a single young 20-something, time is probably not as much of a concern. Schools have remote classes, study abroad options, and long breaks with very little to do. You could also travel during a gap year or semester, or maybe before you start working full-time right after graduation. And you have very little commitments if you decide to take time off work to travel. So the issue for us really comes down to money. I faced the same problem when I was planning a post-graduation trip to travel the globe. I got excited with all the countries that I wanted to see until I saw the price tag. And I thought to myself, well, that's never gonna happen. Let's be real. Most of us don't have easy money to earn and save up for something like this when we're young. So it makes sense for it to be something that we push off to when we can. Until, of course, we have too many other commitments to do it, or we just get too old. But I knew there had to be a way for people like us to be able to travel and see the world without paying hefty fees for flights or hotels. And I found it. Credit card points. After signing up for 3 separate credit cards, meeting the sign-up bonuses, referring people, and offering to pay the tab in group settings, I found myself with a huge amount of points to travel with. Since June of 2021, I've accumulated 100,000 United miles, 175,000 Chase points, and 150,000 Amex points. But what do credit card points even mean, and how valuable are they? For United miles, I can easily value them at 1 cent per point, meaning I have a minimum of $1,000 with United. But you can often get more value with international or premium cabin trips. Most of their reward tickets are only $5.60 for each one way. With the amount of miles I have, I could easily travel nearly anywhere in the world in economy round trip. For my Puerto Rico trip, I used United miles along with some credits that I had to fly from San Francisco to Puerto Rico and back. Now, I don't have that much international travel planned, and I can always transfer Chase points to United miles if I ever need to. So for now, I plan to burn through my United miles for any domestic travel needs that I have throughout the next year. And with each one-way being 20,000 miles in the high end and 10,000 miles in the low end, I can easily meet all my domestic travel needs for the next year and probably beyond. Chase, on the other hand, is the most flexible option for all my catch-all travel needs. With the Sapphire Preferred, I can use the points through their travel portal at 1.25 cents per point, meaning so far I've basically earned $2,187 towards travel. And you can also use it at that value for rotating categories, like right now with Airbnbs. This is how I paid for my portion of the Airbnb stay while I was at Puerto Rico. But I know I can also transfer these points out to great partners like JetBlue, Singapore, Southwest, and Hyatt, and with those I can easily get 2 cents per point on average, meaning nearly $3,500 for flights and hotels. Finally, Amex points offer 1 cent per point value when using the points towards bookings on their travel portal. So that means my 150,000 points is worth $1,500 at a minimum. But Amex has some of the best travel partners for more luxurious offerings. So I'm honestly planning to use these for some aspirational purposes, such as flying Singapore Cathay Pacific business class, or there's Delta One seats that I can use to fly to Europe and back, or even that around the world itinerary that I shared earlier, but being able to fly it in business class. So over the course of 6 months, I've accumulated over $4,500 towards travel at a minimum. And honestly, it's probably even more valuable than that, since I often take the time to find some pretty good redemptions. I can easily say I value all the points that I have closer to $6,000, if not more. So yeah, just by using these credit card points, as a student, I find myself meeting all my travel needs for the next year and beyond, especially if I even want to try things like business or first class. Now, some people will point out, rightfully, that this all technically isn't free because these cards carry with them an annual fee. But at least for me, the credits, discounts, and benefits of the respective cards through my normal spending habits outweigh the annual fees completely. So I'm already getting positive net value just from holding them. Plus, both the Sapphire and the United card have downgrade options to no annual fee cards after 1 year. So essentially, if we want to assume the worst case in me ignoring all of the credits and benefits that I receive with the cards, I've paid $800 in annual fees to get over $6,000 in travel. I mean, who wouldn't make that deal, especially as a student? Now, if you want to be able to travel around the world for essentially free, I really recommend looking into credit cards and credit card points. I'll leave referral links to the cards that I have below, and if you're a beginner, I really would recommend the Chase Sapphire Preferred as the first travel card. It has a low annual fees, some pretty good benefits in terms of travel insurance, no foreign transaction fees, and a pretty good welcome offer at the moment. Also, after 1 year, if you don't like it, you can just downgrade into the Freedom Unlimited or Freedom Flex, which are no annual fee cards and are great in their own right. You can also use the Amex referral link to apply to any Amex card that seems best for you. But if you really want to be a baller while also traveling for free, I really recommend the Amex Platinum to get airport lounge access. Oh yeah, did I mention on top of free flights and hotels, you can also get access to free food and drinks at airport lounges, along with elite hotel and rental car status? You'll definitely want to check out this video if that sounds interesting to you.